hate this chair. I hate this chair. Oh. Let's see here. Oh yeah, shit. Let's get that. Hey, Kix. Kix is here. Right now on Pyre, it's 8 p.m. on Thursday, August 6th. There really isn't any news to speak of today, but I looked at my horoscope and it says I'm gonna have good luck. Oh dear. I guess that doesn't really qualify as good news, does it? And with that, I'll get back to work supporting you in your enjoyment of this island. Hey Mush, how you doing? I'm so annoyed I already had this one. I thought I didn't. How is there no room? Do those really take up... No, this looks like I should have room. That's dumb. That's so dumb. Oh, because I was muted for a second there. I was muted for a second there. And I was muted again for a second there. Just trying to get things up and running. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. So today we have a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. I was originally going to do a rant today as well. We're scrapping that. I'll do that maybe Saturday. But we got a lot to talk about because Nintendo had their investors meeting last night. There's only like one thing from that. And then PlayStation had their showcase this morning, which was pretty... I mean, it's not as big as their like PlayStation reveal one, but we got a lot of it. I mean, maybe if we... Depending on how long I talk about this PlayStation thing, because there is a lot to talk about this PlayStation thing, because... There was a lot shown, like a lot more than I expected. Yeah, maybe on Saturday I'll rant. I mean, by that point it won't matter anymore, so it'll be fine. Cause I got annoyed on Twitter yesterday, and instead of like sending out a tweet talking about how annoyed I was, I wrote up this giant rant, and now I'm just gonna talk about that instead. God, I fucking hate Twitter. It's a free website, y'all, but goddamn, people can be dumb on it. And it's not even like... And the reason I didn't, like, tweet anything about it was because I wasn't annoyed enough to, like, respond. You know how that goes. But we're still going to talk about PlayStation, because boy, do I got some thoughts on PlayStation. Not bad thoughts at all. I mean, there were some okay things, but mostly I'm pretty whatever on PlayStation. Because, yeah, tomorrow's a fruit day, so we got... well, no, we're not even going to worry about the fruit day tomorrow. Because tomorrow we're talking about Fall Guys. I've got the... I can't... Give me a second. I can't even hear the game. Yeah, I got the review for Fall Guys mostly written. I might go back through it and read and add like one or two more things. And I just need to get all the video clips, which shouldn't take long at all. Oh, you got Marina. That's cool. Oh, I got mosquito. I got stung by a mosquito. And hey, Noelle. How you doing? You got the pink. Yeah, you got Marina. Marina's good. If you can't tell, my favorite villager type in this game is the squid. They're from Germany. Oh, well, hey, it's cool to have you by. Yeah. On my second ticket. Nice. Yeah, I got super lucky with... I was expecting to get, like, for me to take all day to get Marina, and yeah, I got her on, like, within, like, 5 tickets. Now, Audie, when I try to get her in eventually, because I'm going to go for Audie, I would not be surprised if that takes me a lot of tickets. I would not be surprised if that takes me forever. You know, I could come visit your island. I mean, I gotta work a little bit on my updoor area. Like, on my upstairs area. But yeah, I could come visit your island real quick. I'd be down. I haven't visited an island in a while. Gotta hit some rocks first, though. No problem. I mean, I can do your island first if you want me to, because... Yeah. I got Octavian's like 20 times. I don't like him. I like Octavian, man. He's one of my favorites. He's very snooty, and that's what I like about him, even though I know not everyone does. I think he's cool. Like, the fact that he calls you a sucker, I know some people hate that. Personally, I think it's really cool. I think it's funny. Ooh, there's a fossil. I gotta get another fossil. You mean the red octopus? Yeah, the red octopus. Because there's Octavian, the red one, Zucker's the takoyaki, and the other one. Oh, nice. I had him, and then he left, and I'm going to try to get him back. At some point, I'm going to go get Octavian back. I just haven't done it yet. Because I've got Zucker and I've got Marina. Gosh dang it. So the first thing I got... So we'll talk about the state of play in a little bit. But the first thing I do want to talk about today is Animal Crossing. Nintendo had an investors meeting yesterday where they revealed their sales numbers for their games as of July... or as of June 30th. So we now know how many copies Animal Crossing has sold as of June 30th. And that number is 22 million units. It's probably even more than that. Oh! To move, but he's still on my island. Oh my gosh, I've never seen that before. Hey Q-Mini, how you doing? That's so cool. They do fireworks? Oh, I love that. Ooh, I could use some slippers. But yeah, so Animal Crossing, and it's, what, 4 months? Not counting July, because again, this is as of June 30th. Has sold over 22 million units. Today is Thursday for me? Yeah, Thursday. Okay, I'll come by your island in a little bit. I gotta find one more fossil and check my turnip prices real quick. So that should take me like a minute or two. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Animal Crossing selling 22 million units, making it the second best-selling Switch game of all time. That's crazy. It's 8 for you. Someday. Yeah. Animal Crossing selling... There's my last fossil. Animal Crossing selling so well. I mean, we all kind of knew it was coming, but it's selling 22 million units. For perspective, the Switch has now sold over 60 million units. That means that 1 in every 3 people who own a Switch own Animal Crossing. I think every person I personally know who owns a Switch owns Animal Crossing. There may be 1 who doesn't. But 1 in every 3 people. And I guarantee you that number would be higher both on Switch sales and on people who have bought Animal Crossing. Except for Nintendo's had supply shortages. Because it's Nintendo. But it's doing insanely well. It is not the #1 best-selling game of the year. It is actually the second best-selling game of the year because, of course, the monolith that is Call of Duty still exists. No, it doesn't have it? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, everyone I know who has a Switch has it. Except for, like, 1 person. But yeah, the monolith that is Call of Duty is still selling better. But who gives a shit about Call of Duty? Like, who cares? Animal Crossing is easily the biggest game of the year. I mean, everyone's playing it. Everyone's talking about it. The new episode of Animal Talking, the Animal Crossing podcast, had freaking Selena Gomez on it last night. And next week's episode has Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, on it. That's just how big Animal Crossing is. It's massive. It's huge. It's doing well. And I guarantee you it's going to be doing better in the future. I know a lot of people want Nintendo to release games, right? Like, when's the next Nintendo Direct? When's Nintendo going to reveal blah, 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 blah? And I get wanting all that. I want some of that stuff as well. But Nintendo's won the year. They have the biggest game of the year. As far as Nintendo's concerned, they've won. And the holiday season's coming up in a few months. They're going to be doing, in what, like 4 months? They're going to be doing even bigger. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's head over. We got a dodo code. Let's go use it. But Animal Crossing's huge. And I love it. It's a fantastic game. Does it have problems? Yes, we all can admit that. I really do hope sometime in September we see a quality of life update. I still have my hopes, because the Animal Crossing team has proved that they are listening. They are listening to people. They know that people have like certain features they want. I would be amazed if we don't get a quality of life update at some point before the next one. Because I could see the fall update coming out in October, and I could see us getting a quality of life update in September. That adds things like multi-crafting. You know, that stuff that everybody wants. Okay, 5 L M T. So more than one craft. So like basically you'll have the ability to craft like one of an item, and then Hawaii. And then you'll be I'm dressed perfect for it. And then you'll be able to craft like as many as you want. So like you can get an entire inventory full of clams, and in a single click have an entire stack of clam bait. Craft all of the clams into clam bait. Being able to customize stuff, like also in that same menu. Like you can craft something and then immediately customize it without having to exit out, reopen the menu. Being able to hopefully craft an upgraded tool in a single click. Or a click or two. Making the airline stuff take less time. They'd also be a quality of life update would also be the perfect time to allow the feature. So let's say I bought a new Switch and I wanted to transfer my save over. You currently can't do that. I mean, if I broke my old Switch, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. Add that feature in the next update. That'd be really cool. There are so many potential great features that they could add to this game. And it's Nintendo, the team has shown they are listening. They added in that photo thing. They fixed the eggs. I have to believe behind the scenes they're working on it. It'd be utterly foolish if they weren't. I mean, that utterly foolish is Nintendo's forte, but who knows? Who knows? Hey. Oh, and you got fireworks tonight, don't you? A water tap. Go look. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look around. This is what I'm talking about. Teacups. Oh, is that a train set? That's cute. Vending machines. Oh, I've never... Is this from Pocket Camp? I've never seen this before. That's cool. I know the slot machine's from Pocket Camp. This house looks familiar. Is this? Wolfgang, okay. Oh, you got Rolf as well. I have Rolf on my island. Hey, you visited in Hawaii? Pleasure to meet you. I'm Rolf. Always happy to greet a stranger. We've got all the modern amenities here. Feel free to use them. Oh, yeah, sure. yeah, I forget you can move the mailbox. I was looking at Gacha Life Cringe. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Gachas can be very bad. Oh, look at that. I like the bears. Yeah, I can't play gacha games. It's... Nope. Nope. The only one I ever kind of got into was Fire Emblem. That was a long time ago. I like the wallpaper. Ooh. Oh, that's a bedroom, all right. That's nice. There are 10-year-olds making... Ooh, yeah, that sounds bad. I can't play gacha games. I don't like money grubbing. I mean, I've ranted a bunch about it. I don't like money grubbing. And while I know gacha games are free, so at least they get a little bit of a pass, I don't know. It's just not for me. Ooh, a kitchen. Get myself some shaved ice. Is this a smoker? Ooh. I like the talking fish. Ooh, a rice cooker. Yeah, that's nice. And you got an outdoor pool area with a pizza stove. Oh, the waterfall's a nice feature. The waterfall is a nice feature. Have you ever seen those koi ponds like that where they've got a waterfall built into them? It's crazy. Ooh. It's crazy bananas. This is your village. Let's see, who do you got? Patty. Oh, I've seen Patty a bunch. Yeah. That's a pretty crazy one. And the other one is Vor. That's the one you see where it's just like, nope, that's taking it too far. Oh, well, and of course there's all the illegal ones. Ooh, a turnip garden. I got one of these. And yours is very rustic. I like it. Let's see. More room for expansion. A slide. Huh, that's interesting. It's wrong on so many levels. Yeah. Hey, look, there's Octavian. Oh, I see. Ooh, that's nice. Putting that in the middle of a lake. Like that. Octavian looks constipated. That's nice. Is that a changing booth right outside? That's interesting. I haven't seen that before. Got a campsite. Ooh, who are you? Bones. I haven't seen you before. Just move here. Did you just move here? Do you belong here? Oh, I heard you were visiting. I'm Bones. Hawaii is the best. Yep. Ah, they're cute. Octavian. Don't think I've seen you around these parts. You're a tourist? Name's Octavian. You picked the right island to visit. Let me tell you, Hawaii is just perfect for these old bones. Well, don't let me stop you. Go nose around, talk to some folks, and enjoy yourself, sucker. Octavian. Oh, you got turnips this week. Oh, yeah, because it is Sunday. Yeah, it is Sunday morning. You tractor. Oh, ooh, Celeste is on your island. Nice. I haven't seen Celeste in so long. That's Rolf's house. I recognize that anyways. Oh my gosh, look what they did to you. Oh, and there's Patty as well. And here we are back at the beginning. Yeah, you got a lot going for you. A lot of potential. When you want donate? Do I have anything? Let's see. I just have, like, I have all this pocket tee. That's it. I mean, I got a work apron. I don't even know what that is. And I bought these slippers, but I bought those. It's not much, but it's what I got on me. Put it towards turnips. If you got turnips here this week, it's not much. But yeah, your island was nice. Thanks for having me, Noel. I do want to work on my mountain garden. But thanks for the invitation. Let's go home. Yeah, and then I'm ripping up. I'm working on the mountain. We're tearing down everything. All the trees, all the flowers. I'm gonna sell it all. I'm not messing with the river yet. We'll mess with that later. And then I'm also want to tear down the mums in the Cosmos flower garden because we don't need them anymore. And maybe I didn't check the store for what they're selling, but if they have roses, maybe plant some roses. Because I need to plant red and yellow roses, and I need to plant white roses. Marina's cute. I love her already. Marina, personally, she reminds me of... And I know this came long after the character was introduced, but I think of Mabel. Maybe it's because she wears a really cute sweater, but I think of Mabel from Gravity Falls whenever I see her. Let's see. I didn't even check my turnips as well. I should do that. Thank you for the visit on Hawaii. We hope you visit another time. Also, thanks for your team. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, it was cool to visit. 106. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad. So, we had 106. So, there is a chance that it goes up tomorrow morning and then never again. So, tomorrow morning might be the best time to sell our turnips. Ooh, or I can sell... No, if I sell them for 106 right now, I'm losing money. Ooh, that makes things complicated. I guess I'll hedge my bets. God, can I get up tomorrow morning? Fuck. Because I still got work to do tonight. Can I get up? Would I be able to get up tomorrow morning? Oh, Cherry, what you thinking about? No, Cherry. You should stick... Gosh dang it, why does everyone I love want to leave? Why can't, like, somebody I don't like Tammy or Kid Cat say goodbye? But no, the ones I talk to all the time, like Cherry and Whitney, they're the ones who want to leave. Ah, it drives me crazy. Ah. That's sad. Why do all my friends want to leave? Alright, let's start pulling some weeds and chopping some trees. Okay, admittedly cosmos aren't weeds, but I don't care about them either way. Is it a full moon out? Kinda looks like it, but I can't tell with that cloud in the way. Yeah, kind of. It either is or it's close. So this afternoon-ish, Sony had a PlayStation State of Play. And I did sit down to watch it. I did consider reacting to it, but I ran out of time. And I maybe should have. There was a lot that happened. So far, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell how people feel about these things. Because, like, if I look at the Twitch chat, like, when I looked at the Twitch chat right after watching it, I just saw nothing but disappointment. And looking around Twitter, I've seen some good things, but I've also seen disappointment. But from my personal viewpoint, this State of Play is the second best State of Play yet. The best one was the PS5 reveal. The PS5 reveal showcase was pretty good in my opinion. And this one, I really enjoyed. I've come to the conclusion that people actually don't like games. Like, half the people that shit on these conferences or shit on Nintendo Directs, not all of them, but a good chunk of them, just don't like video games. They all, like, Devolver Digital, in their showcase recently, pointed out that people don't actually care about the games. Like, that doesn't matter to them. All they care about is the hype. That's all that matters to them, is the hype cycle. And yeah, no, I think they're right. Devolver, once again, nailed it. Honestly, it would be easier just to throw away these flowers. I think Devolver nailed it. Because I thought this presentation was pretty good. It's Sony's second best presentation. I will admit, I think it started off stronger than it ended. But I don't give a shit about Godfall. So maybe if you actually care about Godfall... I'm going to sleep. It's 4:33. Yeah, that is late. Oh, good night. No, well, hope I'll see you around sometime. But yeah, like, I don't care about Godfall, but even though I think the show kind of ended poorly, everything up to that point I thought was actually pretty good. I should just put everything in the trash can. You know, I'm gonna go steal the trash can. These flowers sell for like $20. Who cares? Can I just mass trash everything? Yeah, good, I can. I'm just gonna steal this trash can. But yeah, no, I thought this show was pretty decent. I definitely there were a lot of announcements where I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I want to play that. And they talked about Game of the Year, Bugsnax, which is going to be the Game of the Year. I have still, every day I listen to that song, that Bugsnax theme song. I entirely blame Greg Miller, but like, holy shit, that it's just playing. Like, when I first started listening to it, it was unintelligible. Like, it could have been Korean for all I know. That's how little I understood it. And now, after listening to it for like a week straight, I can probably recite the thing almost perfectly. Probably not, but I might be able to. It's freaking, and I know a song does not sell a game. Pikmin 2 proved that. Because Pikmin 2, the song related to Pikmin 2 sold better than the game did. I kind of want to play a Pikmin game again. I kind of want to play the first one. I haven't played the first Pikmin in a while. But I'm getting off track. So the show started with Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. This game still looks great. I am totally interested in this game. I am still kind of worried about the $60 price point, and even though they keep stressing no microtransactions, no loot boxes, none of that, they did talk about customization, and that can, as we learned with Crash Team Racing, character customization can easily turn into microtransactions. Easily, and as we'll talk about with Fall Guys tomorrow, that can easily happen. But the game looks good. There seems to be a lot of content. They revealed that you can play as Dingodile in this game, which, that's kind of cool. Dingodile's a cool character. I mean, that's kind of neat. That I feel like there's a lot of potential for fun there. Oh, is that our money tree up there? Let's put this, like, right here. Yeah. What else? They showed off that. They showed off some of the new, like, they talked about the masks. And they revealed a new, like, mode. Oh, God. I need a drink. So I've said in the past, gosh dang it, stupid mosquitoes. Length in a platformer does not come from how long the game is, but how willing you are to replay it. Some games are very good at it, some are very bad at it. But I think the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy, especially the second one, does a good job at making you want to replay the game. And how this one's doing it is, well, yeah, you could just replay the game. They're doing like an inverted mode. Oh, I forgot about that. You know how, like, in, like, certain, like, platformers or games, you sometimes have to, like, replay a level but do it backwards? Like, I know Yoshi's Woolly World or Yoshi's Crafted World had you play a level going backwards. And I know games like Mario Kart have you do levels, like, that are mirrored. This game's kind of doing something like that. But as well as inverting, like, the level design, it's also inverting the color palette. So, like, there was one level that was entirely neon. There was one level where when you spin, the level's entirely white. And when you spin, it fills the level up. That's really cool. That's a really cool, fun idea that brings a bunch of replayability to the game. It basically encourages you to play the game twice. I kind of love that. So yeah, right off the bat, this game's doing a bunch. That's very interesting. I think this game might really earn its $60 price point. Which, I mean, again, if it was any other developer, like the Fall Guys developer, I'm more willing to support them than I am an Activision Blizzard. Because fuck Activision Blizzard. Oh my god. Reports are coming out about how little their employees earn. Their Activision Blizzard employees earn so little money that they can't even afford to eat at the company's cafeteria. Fuck Activision Blizzard. Fuck that company. And I guess there was like a letter of solidarity from employees saying that they want like better like wages and whatnot. Unionize. All game developers should be unionized. Kind of like actors or voice actors or like, because voice actors went on strike a few years ago because of that. Nintendo was infamously affected by the voice actor strike, and that did affect Breath of the Wild. That's the only one I know of, when the voice actors went on strike a few years ago. But game developers who work at Activision, who work at all companies, I don't care which one it is. Activision, Blizzard, Ubisoft, Nintendo, those are 3 companies from 3 different continents. They should all be unionized. Also, Amazon employees should be unionized as well. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Sad they don't. It's like they work so hard. And there is actually a story of another developer who did not get paid. Developers who did not get paid enough and were first to crunch, but we'll get to that. Next up, they showed off Hitman 3, and they showed that Hitman 3 is going to have a VR mode, and they might be adding it to the previous Hitman games, so Hitman's 1 and 2 might also be getting VR modes. That sounds great. The Hitman games are great games. That sounds like a lot of fun. I don't own a PSVR or a VR system, but I may one day, and Hitman games are pretty good from what I've watched Let's Plays of them, and they're pretty funny. And they can be pretty fun. Next up, they showed Braid Anniversary. And while I have played The Witness, which is Jonathan Blow's second game, I've never played Braid. And this Braid Anniversary looks fantastic. This is what I'd want. Oh my god, I would love for this to come to Switch. I don't know if it is, but god, I hope this comes to Switch. Because I think The Witness is on Switch. I don't think we know anything yet, but god, I hope this comes to Switch. Because it looks, not only does it look really good, but they talked about how, like, oh, we want this to be the game that, like, are you interested in making a video game? Well, if you play through our game, we've got all this, like, developer commentary and whatnot about how we made our game. And theoretically, that can help you make your game better. And Jonathan Blow is actually a great example of someone if you want to make a game, he's probably one of the first people I'd recommend. Him and, like, people like Mark Brown and whatnot. I'm super interested. Honestly, it's kind of like them doing like a commentary mode for Braid is like when Assassin's Creed does the educational modes. Like, I know some people aren't going to give a shit, but I do. I don't have any rocks to make a new axe, do I? Yeah, I don't. Look, can we go buy an axe? I don't know. But Braid Anniversary Collection, right up my alley. I want it. I want it. I think that they said next year, 2021. Next up was The Pathless. This is a game I remember hearing about, but didn't really know anything about it. And because we're finally at that point, after a few years, where we're seeing big games that were influenced by Breath of the Wild. And The Pathless seems to be one of these games. Also, Ghost of Tsushima was another one. I love Breath of the Wild. And I know there's a Breath of the Wild clone we'll get to, which I know some people really don't like. I personally think it's fine. And I love games that take influence from Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is so great. The more games that do Breath of the Wild, the better. Honestly, because I don't want them to be like one-to-one copies, but like taking influence from it, like the map screen. How Breath of the Wild did a map was amazing. And how this game seems to be doing a map. This game doesn't have a map. Instead, you just go up on a high vantage point and you can just see everything around you. Which is kind of how Breath of the Wild did it. But there's also like you can get like a spirit vision, which helps you see better. But I think this game looks great. seeing the person like run around and like you chain arrows to like move faster through the world. You can fly on your falcon. I didn't see anything about climbing, but you know, not every game needs that. Yes, Breath of the Wild was insanely open, but not everything needs to copy everything. Again, Ghost of Tsushima was its own game, but it definitely took influences from Breath of the Wild. And it was all the better for it. It truly was all the better for it. God, it's so good. God, I cannot wait to play Ghost of Tsushima eventually. I'm gonna get stung by that mosquito. But yeah, the path looks great. So I heard, so part of the complaints for this presentation is that there were some games that they talked about for too long. I don't know if I agree with that. I felt like a lot of, like, yes, maybe if it's a game you don't give a shit about, like Godfall will later on. But like for a game like this, they talked a lot about it. But I mean, Nintendo Directs will talk, I mean, I remember a Nintendo Direct that talked about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for like 15 minutes. They can talk about a game for however long they want to. And I thought this was perfectly fine. Some people were like, oh, they gave away too much about the game. I don't feel like they did. Like, Paper Mario the Origami King, its trailers gave away about 80% of the game. This, nah, not even close. Next up was Spelunky 2. I know this game is PS4 exclusive, or PS4 exclusive right now. I think it comes out in, what, September? Yeah, September 15th. I have never played the first Spelunky. Everyone says it's great. I do like me an occasional roguelite. Roguelike. I gotta put that K in there. But I don't know. I've never played Spelunky. I probably should get around to it one day. But it looks... I mean, if you like Spelunky, this just seems to be more Spelunky, which... That's good. I mean, it's not for me, but I'm actually totally like this announcement. I do hope it comes to other systems later on. Right now, like I said, I think it's just PS4 and PC maybe. But I'm sure it will come to, like, it'll probably have like a year exclusivity. Spelunky 1 expanded. I'd argue, did Spelunky 1 have multiplayer? Because I know they did talk about how this game had multiplayer. And I was like, I can't think of another roguelike with multiplayer. Like, to this level. So that alone is interesting to me. I mean, again, I don't really have that many friends, so... Doesn't really help me much, but yeah. But Spelunky 2 looks great. Sure. Next up was Genshin Impact. Is it technically the third Spelunky? I don't know. I could not tell you. I just know it's called Spelunky 2. It's kind of like how the most recent Binding of Isaac game is like the fourth one. Even though I know most people like consider it like the second one. Because everybody kind of forgets about Wrath of the Lamb. Which I don't blame them. Not that Wrath of the Lamb was bad. It's just not memorable. But yeah, so next up was Genshin Impact. Which I talked about games taking influence from Breath of the Wild. A lot of people have just called Genshin Impact like a Breath of the Wild clone. And yes, does it look like a Breath of the Wild clone? Yes. Does that make it a bad thing? It's hard to tell. My first thought would be no, because I like Breath of the Wild. And if there's a game that's taking a lot of influence from Breath of the Wild, but still manages to do its own thing, tell its own story, that's fine. And there's a lot of things that are very similar. But it's got a lot of anime influence as well. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this game. A lot of people are shitting, and it is coming to Switch as well, which is funny. A game that's ripping off Breath of the Wild is also coming to Switch. At least, I think that's next year, though. This game has an autumn release date. Have you seen Legend of Bumbo? I have heard of Legend of Bumbo, but I have never played it. I heard it was rough around the edges, and was recommended to wait on it until it gets later in development. That while it's fine, it's a little rough. I don't know. Personally, I just stick to the Binding of Isaac card game, which I still stand by is... Or Four Souls, which is freaking fantastic. Me neither. It looks a bit boring. I've heard it's good. It's just, Let's see, next up. So this is the other thing I was talking about. Hey, both of them are back to back. So there was this Aeon Must Die, which is like a 2D beat 'em up game. It kind of reminds me of Battletoads in a weird way. Repentance DLC they're making. I haven't seen anything about that. I haven't seen anything about Binding of Isaac in a while. So yeah, Aeon Must Die. So this is like it reminds me of Battletoads, which I can't explain because it's very like neon-y and it looks kind of like Tron. But it reminds me of like if they had like a car racing segment, a la Battletoads, I wouldn't be surprised. But it looks just kind of weird. Like I feel like I know nothing about this game. And the reason for this, so this game called Aeon Must Die, the studio that was making the game was riddled with crunch. Like crunch, so crunch, for those who don't know, and I've talked about this before, is when you take an employee and you say like, oh, you have an 8-hour workday. And then you're like, after that 8-hour workday, you're like, oh, but you should probably work an extra 4 hours of overtime. And these are just small numbers. Like, the numbers get way worse and, like, up to people working 20 hours a day. But it's probably even more. But it's, oh, you're going to work that 8 hours. And you're like, oh, but I don't want to work the extra 4 hours. And they kind of threaten you that if you don't work the extra hours, you're going to get fired. Like, they don't say it like that, but they directly hint that that's probably going to happen. Crunch is a real problem in the video game industry. Games like Cyberpunk 2077, and especially Red Dead Redemption 2 and The Last of Us 2 are riddled with it. Allegedly. And it sucks. It sucks when it happens. But that's just the game industry. It's a terrible place. So this team was riddled with crunch. And you know what happened? Last week, the developers of this, all the like developers who are making the game, just up and quit. They just walked out. So this trailer was made by a completely different studio. That's... Oh boy, is that interesting. Fuck this game. Oh boy, is that... That's the alleged story. So far, I saw Jason Schreier was talking about it. I don't know. That's all the details I know. But again, the video game industry needs to unionize. God damn. Next up was Anno Mutatim. I had no idea what the hell this game was. Like, it did not look good. Like, graphically, it looked pretty bad. This just doesn't look like a good game. Like, like the walking cycles look terrible. The graphics, I don't know what they were going for. Part of, like, some scenes looked like they were trying to do something along the lines of Octopath Traveler. But then other scenes just really looked like bad 3D animation. So I don't know what to do with this game. Who knows? I couldn't even tell you what it's about. Like, at one point they come to the ending of Evangelion, and it's like, what's going on here? When is Cherry Blossom season? Cherry Blossom season is the first 10 days of April. If I remember correct, it's the first 10 days of April. So that's a while away. I don't know about the I don't know if that's both in the northern and southern hemisphere. I don't know about that, but I know it's, because I'm assuming, I would not be surprised if it's like it's the first like 10 days in October or whatever in the southern hemisphere. So let's see. Next up they showed off the game of the year, Bugsnax. And they talked a little bit more about what it is. It seems like, I know they've talked about their influences of this game before, and the ones that get mentioned always are Pokemon Snap and BioShock, which are very interesting influences on opposite ends of the spectrum, if I do say so myself. But yeah, so that's what supposedly this game is taking influence from. And honestly, this trailer explained a little bit more about like what's going on in this game. That you are an investigative journalist who's come to the island of Bugsnax trying to figure out what's going on, and you're trying to help out the people living there and also rebuild like the town there. But there's also some sort of mystery going on. Like there's a conspiracy right now that this game is actually secretly like a horror game. That right now it seems all fun and colorful, but like behind the scenes it's going to be like a horror game. Which, I mean, there's kind of evidence for that. So we'll have to see. But it comes out holiday on the PS5. It comes out this holiday on the PS5. It'll probably be a launch game. People are super excited for this. I can't stop listening to the song. I'm in love with this game. Sure, Bugsnax all the way. Because everybody's talking about Bugsnax. Oh, it looks like it could be so much fun. Next up is Vader Immortal, which is a VR Star Wars game. I feel like we've already got a VR Star Wars game somewheres. And yes, as we learned in the Wii era, the idea of holding a stick that acts as a lightsaber and swinging it around. I have no idea. But yeah, the idea of having a lightsaber and swinging it around seems really cool in theory, but The Force Unleashed fucked it up. I know people are fond of that game. The Wii U version was not that great. But who knows, maybe this will do it better. Who knows, we'll see. Next up, they showed off the DLC for the game Control, which is Alan Wake. I've never played the only Remedy game I have ever played. Has it always been there and I haven't? I don't know. I've never noticed anything before. I'm gonna get stung by that mosquito. Like, is it the last item in the computer? Or is it, like, what last, or, like, at Nook's Cranny itself, or what? Or is it, like, if I open up, like, the phone and the recipe thing? Or is it, like, on the shelf in Nook's Cranny? That's, I think, what I meant to say. But yeah, so we got Control DLC, which is Alan Wake. I've never played Alan Wake. I know people liked Alan Wake. I know people liked Control. I didn't care for Quantum Break, which was the other Remedy game, and the only one I actually ever put time into. Next up, they showed off Auto Chess, which is like chess in Dungeons and Dragons or something, with like goblins, but they're in like the future. I don't know. The game makes no sense to me. Like I don't get it at all. But sure. Next up, they showed off Pedestrian, which, like, have you ever seen like those pedestrian crossing signs or like the man and woman sign on the bathroom stall? Right. So those like signs, it's like a puzzle game with like based on like those signs, like the pedestrian, like the stop signs and stuff like that. It actually seems pretty fun. Like it's a puzzle game, but I like the idea of it, so I'd probably totally play it. Did that get a 2021 release date? Yeah, it did. A thick stripe tee, okay. Next up, there was Hood Outlaws and Legends, which is an Assassin's Creed 'em up. It kind of reminds me of like an Assassin's Creed game. It's Sumo Digital. Sure. It's not for me. It didn't look anything that special. It's a PS5 game and it's coming next year. No, at Nook's Cranny, the third item in the catalog. So, like, not in here, because... Okay, we got Windflowers, we got Cosmos, and we got Lilies. So I'm keeping an eye out for Roses, but we don't have any yet. What, like this? Has there always been? Oh, you mean like this right here? This like sign right here? Yeah, no, I have. That means that it's like I think that little sign is supposed to indicate that it's more of like a rarer item, and that's usually why it costs more money. Like 9 times out of 10, this item will be the most expensive one in the shop, and it's supposed to indicate that this is like a more exclusive, expensive item. Yeah, I have noticed that in the past. I was like, what? So I'm gonna keep an eye on those for those flowers. I do want to go to the catalog thing though. So let's see. Next up in the PlayStation thing, they revealed. I had a thing there that was 52. I have had a thing there that was worth almost 200,000. It can get expensive. Like, I know I've seen a piano there for, like, a grand piano for, like, 200,000 or something like that. Something ludicrous. I think I bought a server for 120. I don't know if I have KK Swing. I don't know. Oh, look at all my villagers. It's crazy. There are some expensive shit in this game. Did I have to put money in storage? No, I didn't. So next up, after Hooded Outlaws, they showed off Temtem, which is the Pokemon 'em up. It's basically that. So we talked about how that one game was like a Breath of the Wild ripoff. This game is literally a Pokemon ripoff, but it's also a massive multiplayer online game, and I know some people are interested in for that. When is Bunny Day? Bunny Day is... I don't remember. I don't remember when Bunny Day is. It's sometime... I want to say it's like... I want to say it's April like 16th, but I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. They say I should start the day off with a plan, but see, my plans are a fool's errand. I saw Whitney walk by. Hey, Whitney. How are you today, Snappy? I always end up in Nook's Cranny. There's a lovely variety of items to choose from. Little Timmy and Tommy are very savvy business raccoons. When they recommend an item with these adorable smiles, I can't possibly say no. And I saw Carmen come down here. Where the heck did she go? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, they showed off Temtem. It's coming to PS4 next year, or PS5 next year. We also do know that Temtem is coming to Nintendo Switch next year. And I do plan on picking it up. Because even though it's a Pokemon ripoff, I mean, I like Pokemon. I'll play a Pokemon ripoff. Again, it's kind of my same thoughts on the Breath of the Wild ripoff. I like Breath of the Wild. I'd play it. If it's good, I'll play it again. And I hear Temtem is good. Not great, but good. I'd play it. Sure. And I know the game was still in early. I think it's online. I think it's an Epic Game Store exclusive, which I think of that what you want. But I've heard it's good. Right. I've heard it's good. Nothing more than that. And then I have a $500 Pokemon card. Nice. I have a lot of Pokemon cards. I also have a lot of fake Pokemon cards, but nothing that's worth that much money, sadly. Goodbye, other turtle. I also have a few Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well that are... Oh, gosh, I have some good ones. I have, like, 10 Pot of Greeds. Back when we were kids and we didn't know Pot of Greed was banned because it was so freaking broken. Never got Exodia, though. I had a friend who had Exodia, but I never did myself. I used to play, while I liked Pokemon the game, I never understood how to play Pokemon the card game. Instead, me and my friends just played Pokemon the video game, and we played Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game. And we were good at Yu-Gi-Oh! OG Mewtwo. Nice. Nice. I don't even remember what rare Pokemon cards I have. I don't have anything that special. I don't know. I've got a bunch of them, and I've got a bunch of fakes. Because I used to go to like a swap meet, and there was like an old Chinese man who sold bootleg Pokemon cards from China. So I had a bunch of like rare Pokemon cards, but they were all bootlegs. And then after at some point I just stopped giving a shit about Pokemon. So let's see. After Temtem, the last game they showed off was Godfall, which is the game made by Gearbox, who make Borderlands. I do not care for Borderlands. I do not care for Gearbox. I do not care for Gearbox head Randy Pitchford, and I do not give a shit about this game. Nope, just not doing it for me. They talked a lot about this game, but I don't care about it. I don't care about Godfall. And that's where they ended. They talked about it forever. And that was their like last big thing. Which, okay, if you're into Godfall, this probably was interesting to you, but I wasn't. And that's where it ended. This was a 45-minute show. Maybe I'm just used to Nintendo, who can't get a show longer than like 8 minutes out. And here Sony comes in with a 45-minute show after another 1 hour show back in June. Sony is killing it. I know people are split on this thing. I personally thought this was a good showcase. Yes, maybe could it have ended stronger? Did I think they front-loaded it? Totally. But what was here was good. I have definitely hated Nintendo Directs. Or, no, correction. I have definitely liked Nintendo Directs that have shown less interesting games. So yes, do I think this PlayStation Showcase is good? Yep. It's definitely, it's better than any State of Play they showed off last year. Easily. All the PlayStation State of Plays last year were pretty terrible. But this one? No, this one was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It was front-loaded, but a lot of those front-loaded games I did care about. I care about Crash 4. Braid Anniversary is cool. Hitman 3, again, I won't play it probably, but I'll watch Let's Plays of it. And those Let's Plays will be pretty cool. Pathless looks good. Braid Anniversary. Splunky's not my cup of tea, but hey, I know people are excited for that, which is great. Let's see. Genshin Impact, Breath of the Wild ripoff. It's good, I'll play it. If it's not, I won't. I probably won't play it either way, actually. And Aeon Must Die. Screw it. Anon Mutan, whatever. Bugsnax looks good. And then there were a few... and then after that, there were a few things I didn't really... that were kind of whatever for me. Again, I've seen much lesser presentations that I've enjoyed. This was perfectly fine. This was a perfectly fine showcase. I don't really have much to say other than that. I think this was a perfectly fine showcase. It could have definitely been worse. It could have totally been worse. And yeah, if 45... again, God, and I wish Nintendo should just do something. Sony's got out 2 pretty good showcases, and Nintendo's got nothing. Instead, they just announced Pikmin 3 and Paper Mario just on a random stream somewheres. Ah, God, Nintendo. Just get your shit together, man. Let's move again. Not a biddy. But yeah, that's all I got for the PlayStation show. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Front loaded, but good. God, have we really? Wow. Next time, so the plan is tomorrow I'm doing the review of Fall Guys. It's going to be like every other review I did. I'm going to sit here in front of the green screen. Hopefully it'll be a little shorter than like the Paper Mario one, which ran for almost an hour. Or the Pokemon one, which I think also almost ran for an hour. This might be a little shorter. I definitely have a lot less notes on it. Like Paper Mario, I had over a page of notes. And for this, I have got a little less than a page. Wait, it's been an hour? Oh yeah, I've been streaming for over an hour. And then Saturday will just be a normal day. We're going to go see KK Slider. I'll give my rant about Wii U games. It'll probably be around this time. I don't know what time the stream tomorrow will be, but the day after that stream will probably be around the same time I did. Time flies, yeah. Definitely. And then Sunday's stream will be, depending on what we sell our turnips for this week, I'll do turnips in the morning, and then fireworks at night, or I might just not do any of it. I might just say screw it and just do turnips in the morning and then not do fireworks. Or I might just say screw turnips in the morning and just do fireworks. Because, I mean, I know, because you could argue that fireworks are like sunsets, where once you've seen one, you've seen them all, but there's still beauty in it somehow. So yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out in the next few days. Oh yeah, freaking. So, Microsoft was working on their xCloud, and their original plan was to have xCloud on iOS and Android, and I guess Apple's like, well, if you're gonna put xCloud, we have to rate all of the games on your xCloud service, and that's just not reasonable, and we can't just use a system like the ESRB, which already exists. So instead, right, so eventually Xbox was like, oh, screw Apple's policies, we're just not going to put xCloud on Apple products, so like iOS. It was going to happen eventually. Android's a pain in the ass. Or Apple's a pain in the ass. I'm also gonna try to sell my turnips tomorrow. I don't know if I will, but I'm gonna freaking try. I didn't even talk about the animes I was watching. I have been watching a lot of anime recently. 2 in particular. One of them I've been meaning to talk about for the past, week. I haven't even talked about my animus. Oh, my animus. Yeah, I mean, I got everything done today, and we even went and visited another island. I talked about the PlayStation showcase. Yeah, today went well. Now we gotta wait for the shop to have roses, or for Leaf to show up. I feel like I haven't, even though Leaf's supposed to be a weekly thing, I don't remember seeing Leaf in the past week. I also don't even remember the last time I saw Sahara. If at some point that changed, I wouldn't be surprised. Because I know Sahara and Leaf were supposed to be weekly visits. But we'll talk about but we'll talk about all of this either tomorrow or Saturday or just some other point. We still have today is 140, so we still have a good, what would it be? 245 or 225 days ahead of us. We'll get to it all eventually. I am not a math major. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.